All right, man. Let's talk about Devin Haney. He going out here on social media doing a lot of talking, trying to get a fight. But first, let's talk about Teofimo Lopez. He has some words for Gervonta, and I think they came from a great place, but kind of got a problem with it. But hey, hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. I'll link the article in the from Boxing Scene in the description about T.O. Tank. Basically, Teofimo Lopez, which is, he's a champion. He's a legit champion. He beat another legit champion in Richard Comey. He's not a prospect with a belt. He's a legit title holder, not champion. He's a legit title holder. He's grown on me. Love his bravado, love his style, But he said Tank got some discipline problems, and that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no problem speaking the truth this way. And he say that's kind of catching up with him, and that's the only problem with Tank is that he not disciplined inside or outside the ring. And that's definitely a fact. But when y'all kind of, in the same age range, and I know somebody asked him a question, if I'm top rank and I'm tied to Buff or Bob, I just tell him, say, no question, no, and I don't have an answer. Because you mean when you get to critiquing fighters, that's in your same age bracket, and people could say Tank done a little bit more to him because of what he's accomplished with his route of least resistance of getting belts. That just don't look good. You know what I'm saying? What they all got to remember, no matter if boxing split up like Pangea or not, what you got to remember is it's still a fraternity. And the media is going to spin your words around. Now, I'm not saying that I think Keith Idec is the one that wrote the article, but you got the local dummy box community that's going to try to cause a schism between T.O. and Tank. And, his daddy did come out there and said Tank is, Floyd is telling his fighters not to mention T.O. name. They need to be focused on just building, from Devin to Tank to Shakur to T.O. to Ryan. They don't need to be worried about fighting each other this early on. They need to worry about build, but it's nothing wrong that T.O. said. I just prefer him not to say it. I just prefer you black. Well, I don't know what he doing in camp. It ain't my business. It move on because the media is going to try to play that against y'all. In the long haul, it could mean a lot more money. But when you do interviews and you read interviews, it gives you a totally different impression. If Tank read it, Tank could take it the wrong way. But it's honestly nothing but the truth. Tank ain't disciplined. He know he ain't disciplined. And it ain't just about him not being disciplined. It's about him being frugal. You know what I'm saying? Very, very frugal. How are you a strength and conditioning coach? You know what I'm saying? They even got the coaches, like when I played football at school, they give you the workout. You follow the workout. And, as if you self-proficient or you a self-motivator, you should be able to do the workout and follow the meal plan. But if not, get you a PT, and get you a nutritionist and follow the meal plan. But right now, what Tank don't realize is he said, I'm getting by right now. Even if he get by Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez half-assing, every time, he blew up in between fights, every time, he cut corners, he drink liquor or eat too many carbs or, blow up in between fights, like I said, that's shaving a year off his career. That's shaving another year off his career. That's shaving another, fight off his career. And that's what he got to understand. It's the longevity. I think no fighter really should fight past 10 years and fight 20 years like Roger Mayweather and some of the other fighters. That's just my opinion. And RP to Roger. I'm going to go back and watch his funeral by the time this video upload. I'm doing it a day ahead of time. But my thing about it is he got to realize right now you cheating. It's like you cheating death. You cheating. You cheating yourself right now. In the long haul, you may need to go past 10 or 10 fights or 10 years in the game to stack your paper up like Pringles. And that's kind of, where, he got to think about it is. But you see T.O. and Devin and even Ryan father is heavily involved. And Tank don't really have that father figure there. They can make sure he's still on the track. AB father be there, but he never really had, a grip on AB like that. It seemed like he was more of a friend or whatever. But the boxing coach's dads, that's the great thing about having a dad in your corner, because that respect is still there. You know what I'm saying? And for Floyd, it was Roger after Floyd Sr. went to jail. So that respect and that fear was still there. And when your father he still got that fear in your heart and you still got that respect for him, That's why Devin and Shakur, I mean, even Shakur with his grandfather on the right track. When you got some trainer in there that's not really your father, really don't have that father figure pull like Barry Hunter got with the Peterson boys, Peterson brother, you know, you can do whatever you want to do. Tank don't really have that father figure to keep him on the right track. Floyd can't make him. Calvin can't make him. Nobody can make you do it, you know, like a true father figure. So, you know, especially you grow up with a father, he teach you those values. But, you know, Tank did an interview with some guys, and I linked that in the description. They was asking him, you know, what he doing to stay in shape during the the coronavirus, COVID-19. And he said he just eating salads, and he got a gym at the crib, and, you know, he playing Madden. So that's keeping him focused. I don't have a problem with it. Somebody sent me an interview. Long as he in the gym. And Tank got to realize, if you stay in the gym in between fights, even if you do 4 or 5 days of just strength and conditioning and running those miles, he going to see camp going to be a lot easier. His skills going to be a lot more refined because he ain't worried about dropping so much weight in camp. So he should stay on a regiment, you know, in between fights. You know, maybe they're going to the track, doing some resistant bands, doing some calisthenics, just keeping himself in shape. And he said he eating salads and, you know, playing Madden and stuff of that nature, but he got to be a little bit more sophisticated than eating salads, you know, and somebody need to school him on as far as, you know, nutrition, on what he should and what he shouldn't be eating. You know what I'm saying? If he eating salad, I'd have him eating spinach and just switching a variety up. When you try to focus on just eating salads and just eating one type of variety of food, when you trying to cut or trying to just stay in shape, it get boring and it push you to eat the bad stuff. So they got to give him some variety, you know, in his meals. You know what I'm saying? Not just salads. I would say, you got asparagus. You got other stuff that he can eat, you know, chicken breast and mix it up. But he was saying that he can't cook and nobody there to cook for him on Twitter. I don't know if that was a rap song or a quote. He be quoting a lot of rap songs and he be quoting bars like a Little Baby that was straight trash. But, you know, I just think, you know, maturity got to kick in real fast for him. And he can look at Adrian Broner being a classic downfall guy and do a different workout in between fights, live a clean fighter lifestyle. Get you a nutritionist that can lay you out a plan during camp and in between camps. And I think he'd be all right. But I don't really like the fighters speaking down on the fighter. I don't want to say speaking down, but speaking on the fighters at the age of Teofimo Lopez, especially even OG fighters speaking on Tank, because it seemed like all these little young dudes think it's all hate. I'll just keep my opinion to itself. But Teo said he got hit by a tornado. He trained in Arkansas, and he's safe. So shout out to him, man. Glad that he's safe. But, yeah, let's move on to Devin Haney. You know, Devin Haney is basically, you know, pleading and begging for fights. But this is what happens when you can't have your cake and eat it too in boxing. He got a lot of money, guaranteed money from Eddie Hearn. Like he said, he touching M's on Twitter, but he can't get the big fight. Ryan Garcia, it's a big fight, but what idiot would make that fight right now with Devin Haney? Devin Haney lusting for the big fights. You know what I'm saying? I won't say lusting, but hey, he wants the big fights. But when you sign with Eddie, ain't no big fights there. Ain't no big fights at lightweight. You sitting at lightweight for what? If you wanted really to carve your career out of lightweight, you should have signed with Top Rank. And it shouldn't be like that. And his father, Bill, he talked about it on the Boxing Voice. He talked about it a lot of different places, but that's the reality we living in. You know what I'm saying? So you can't complain. All you can do is beat the guys you need to beat. Now, he said he ready to fight Fortuna and he healthy now. You know, that ship is sailed. Leave 35 alone. Go to 40. You know, fight a Barashnik down the line. You know, fight a Ndongo, get warmed up a little bit at 40. And before you know it, Regions and Jose, all those titles, they're fighting, those titles be vacated. And you can get you a vacant title. You know, try to fight E Bunny. Bring Easter Bunny. You know, y'all had some beef. You said you can beat him like 2 or 3 years ago. He just got to play his hand. You know, 140 is the move. You can tune up there. You can still get your feet wet there. And then, you know, it's unlimited there. You're going to have a lot of fighters you can fight and get titles. Just forget about 35. You're not getting Loma. T.O. got to be at 40 as well, too. So a big fight between you and Teofimo Lopez can get worked out. But he feeling like he the boogeyman, but in actuality, it's politics. You know, he had to compromise either on the money end, which nobody want to compromise the money. So he had to compromise on the A-list opponents. He wanted now, he wanted bad. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's patience. You know, sometimes God take you through it certain ways. So they got to move him up the right way. You know, if, you know, he didn't get hurt, then Fortuna would have been a great tune-up fight to show us. And the Santiago guy seemed to be a great tune-up to fight Javier Fortuna. So at 40, you know, I would say in Dongo, Carrillo Relic, I would try to give those two fights next for him. And then I would look into a Robert Easter Jr. I would look into a Barashnik and guys of that nature, man. It's about taking your time. Everybody want to make it to the finish line first. You know what I'm saying? But you want to make it to the finish line with the most money and the less stains on your resume. You know, but it ain't the fact that he feared or the fact that nobody really ducking Devin Haney. It's just politics. And he on the wrong side of politics at 35. He go to 40 pretty soon. Politics can be on his side. And he got a big ass fight with Teofimo Lopez at 40. You know what I'm saying? And just be consistent. His work ethic is good. His skill is good. He just need that moment where he can step up and show the world how good he is versus a quality opponent. But the problem is, if he step up versus a quality opponent, can't nobody see him on the zone. So he took a double whammy. He got the bank. He got the bread. He touching 7 figures. But then again, the notoriety isn't there on the zone. Not yet. Then again, the big name opponent's not there on the zone. So when you can't get the notoriety and you can't get the buzz, all you really doing is you know, you fighting for the hardcore fans. You're not bringing the casual fans on the zone. And you compromise. When you took the money, you compromise visibility and you compromise, you know, the opponents at 35. So go to 40, you know, work hard, fight, you know, in Dongo, fight Relic. You know, try to get an Easter Jr. and get a title shot down the line. That's my best advice for him. But hey, appreciate it. Love all the guys, the young guys. Want to see him win. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Appreciate everybody that check us out there. If you need to reach out to me, all those links in the description. Teofimo Lopez article in the description. Tank interview in the description about what he's doing in between camp. One time for the one time. Want to make a donation, Cash App, PayPal there as well. Best way to donate.